What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today is my final thoughts on the Eagles game and the keys to the game as we go into Dallas to face a team that is beatable. But first, I want to start off by saying this. I want to thank all the Philly fans that commented and liked and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of y'all. Most of y'all basically sympathized more than trolled, which is actually something that I was really impressed with because of the fact that, you know, y'all didn't have to come on there and show sympathy. I think for a lot of y'all, as much as we were disappointed, a lot of you as Philly fans were disappointed as well due to the fact that you guys were expecting a true test to your secondary. You wanted to find out how good your secondary really was, and you guys didn't get that opportunity. So again, I appreciate all the Philly fans that came on the channel, liked, subscribed, and at the same time commented. I appreciate all of you. My final thoughts on this Eagles game is this. The Eagles are legit. They are honestly 100% legit. We as Washington are nowhere near where the Eagles are at this point. There are some things that I feel that at the end of the day, as fans, we need to start taking pages out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook. You know, there are things that they don't accept. Like I told y'all, after my thing, when I listened to a lot of the people that are Philly fans, the first thing they talked about was the safety. Like, they were so pissed off about giving up the safety. We are sitting here debating about how good Scott Turner is as a play caller. You know, and to be quite honest, I don't like the way any of these coaches are acting right now, to be quite honest. I didn't like what Ron Rivera said at his press conference where he's talking about if guys would have stuck to their technique and all this type of stuff. Who are you talking about? What guys are you talking about in regards to sticking to their technique? I know you're not talking about the offensive line. I mean, now, I can understand if you're talking about guys who are like rookies and second years, but when you talk about your offensive line, the only person on that offensive line that doesn't have like legitimate tenure in the league is Samuel Cosmi. That's it. Everybody else is about maybe 5+ years deep in the NFL. Everybody on that offensive line is about 5+ years deep in the NFL. And you're not going to, what technique do they have to learn that they don't already know? That's not a good enough excuse. At some point, you have to blame the coaches. Sometimes it's okay to point out the fact that you failed in hiring the right coaches. This is why the NFL needs to get rid of the nepotism within it. You know what I'm saying? Because the nepotism is what makes coaches make silly decisions like hiring their friend's son to be the offensive coordinator. Understand, Scott Turner is not Norv. He's not Norv Turner. And people need to accept that. Norv Turner was a great play caller. Scott Turner is not. Scott Turner does not understand situations. There were times when we would see Norv, and Norv would run the ball if you could not stop it. Scott Turner can't even figure out to sit up there and stop dropping his quarterback with these deep drops, seeing he's getting killed. We cannot become a fan base where losing is accepted. I mean, again, Philadelphia won and their fans were pissed off that they gave up the safety. Ron Rivera needs to show that he knows how to coach this team. I told y'all, we had a very easy schedule and we come out the gates 1-2. on a schedule that's that's supposed to be easy. The crazy thing about that is I told y'all we had 7 games that we are supposed to win. That not that I didn't say that. I said there's 7 games that we should win. That under everybody who talks about it, there were 7 games we were supposed to win. Now you're talking about Chicago looks a lot tougher. Houston has been playing really close games. The Giants look like they're surprising everybody. Atlanta, I mean, that's probably like the only team that's not on pace, but at the same time, they almost had a win that almost shocked everybody. We need to act like we want to win these games. And if we don't act like we want to win these games, then we're not going to win. And as a fan base, we got to act like we want to sit up here and we expect better. We expect more. I heard a radio host talk about how he did not want to put blame on Scott Turner. Like he didn't want to put the blame on Scott Turner because he likes him. That's a losing mentality. The losing on the field is starting to seep within the fan base. And we can't let that happen. We can't accept that level of losing or that level of mediocrity. We just can't. But chapter's now closed. We got obliterated by the Eagles. Now it's on to the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. So here are my keys to the game again. When it comes to Scott Turner, I swear Scott Turner seems like he gains plans from, like he makes his game plan from playing Madden or something. I don't know. It just never makes any sense. So, but these are the keys to the game that if Washington really wants to win, this is the way that they're going to be able to win. Starting off with key number 1, protect Carson Wentz. We saw what happened last week. We saw what happened the week before then. We saw that. We saw what happened week 1. We saw that as well. We have to protect Carson Wentz. If we don't protect Carson Wentz, this team goes down in shambles. And because Scott Turner doesn't utilize his roster, guess what? Carson Wentz is all we got at this point. He's not going to put Taylor Heineke in for certain situations. We see that for some reason. Everybody wants to basically baby Carson Wentz's personality and attitude and keep him engaged and focused. Well, guess what? At the end of the day, find a way to protect him. The best way to protect him is do certain things. Move the pocket around if need be. Find a way to sit up there and get the ball out of his hands immediately. I hope it's not a mechanics thing where you can't go to a 3-step drop and get the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible. But again, protect him. Find a way to get him comfortable where he's able to throw the ball. Because again, we're not facing any defense. We're facing another attacking defense. We face attacking defenses basically all this for the whole season. But the week before, we faced Detroit, which was attacking, and we faced Philadelphia, which was attacking. So now we're going to face a Dallas team, which is also an attacking defense. So again, find ways to protect Carson Wentz at all costs. Key number 2, and this is like a very major key. Stop Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. A lot of times people think that you only got to focus on Micah Parsons. The problem is that DeMarcus Lawrence is just as devastating. You know, he's a guy that gets off the edge, and he gets off the edge very fast. And you put Micah Parsons on the other side. Micah Parsons, he blitzes from almost any angle. Micah Parsons will be a middle linebacker and a blitz right on out to the outside. Micah Parsons will be on the edge and come straight in. But again, DeMarcus Lawrence is just as devastating. So find ways to stop both of them. Chip block both of them before one of the receivers come out. Do something. Get the tight end to chip them. Get the tight end to push them out all the way out. Do something that stops them from creating the havoc that they like to cause. So again, key number 2: stop Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Key number 3, use the 2-back set. Scott Turner didn't do it in the Detroit game as much as he should have, and he didn't do it I think I've seen like maybe one play where he did it in the Philadelphia game. This 2-back set helps us in so many different levels. It helps with pass protection, and it also helps with putting more weapons on the field. You gotta put your guys on the field. You gotta get your guys on the field so you can win the game. You cannot sit up here and not take advantage of what is there for you. Use the 2-back set. The 2-back set works. It has worked on multiple occasions. There's been times where you got Curtis Samuel in the backfield. You got J.D. McKissick in the backfield. You got Antonio Gibson in the backfield. You got Jonathan Williams in the backfield. This 2-back set is perfect for guys like them. Not only that, you get your 2 wide receivers out there. Again, Curtis Samuel, who's a weapon, and also a wide receiver / running back. You can have him on the field with them as well. You don't have to sit up there and not utilize this. It's not imperative that when somebody says run the ball that you just gotta run it out of a 1-back set. You don't have to do that. So again, use the 2-back set. That's a massive key. Key number 4, run the ball. Last week, Antonio Gibson, they were actually getting yardage out of running the ball. Scott Turner just felt the need to not even run it anymore, to kind of settle that line down, to settle Carson Wentz down, to kind of get everybody settled down. This week you got an opportunity to run the ball. Yes, we don't have a Saquon Barkley on our team, but guess what? Our running backs are guys who can actually run the ball. You know what I'm saying? And with that, take advantage of that. Run the ball. Don't get scared and nervous because of the fact that at the end of the day, you see that, Dallas is rushing a passer and they're getting up the field. Find a way to get them to back off. Find a way to get them to back off. The best way to do it, run the ball. Key number 4, find Terry immediately. For some reason, Terry McLaurin has been axed out of games, not because of great coverage, but because for some reason Scott Turner calls plays and he just doesn't see him. Carson Wentz doesn't see him, or Carson Wentz overthrows him and things like that. Come on, Terry is our number 1. Terry has been known to make plays, do all types of things that gets him into the game. Find Terry, get the ball to Terry, and watch him make stuff happen. He's always done it. That's why he's our captain. Terry knows how to make plays happen. We have to find a way to do that. And if we don't, Terry's going to be one of these guys that somehow he's going to constantly get lost. I mean, understand, he didn't even catch a pass until, the 3rd quarter? That's crazy. That's crazy. He's a guy that needs to get, and I've said this before, we need to target him at least at the most 15 times a game. He needs the ball constantly. So give him the ball. Get Terry the ball. Key number 6, attack Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown has been one of those guys that you can actually throw on him. Now, he has gotten better as time has gone on, but you can actually sit up there and you can take advantage of him. You can actually take advantage of Anthony Brown, and you have to do that immediately. Again, Trayvon Diggs, yes, you can take advantage of him too, but understand that's like the risk reward type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Because he will sit up there and blow a coverage, but trust and believe, you go after him enough, eventually he'll walk away with an interception. He always does. You don't want to do that with Trayvon Diggs. If that's the case, attack Anthony Brown. Make Anthony Brown feel like he doesn't belong on that team. Because, again, if you don't do it, then all of a sudden you're in a situation where you're down and you don't know what to do. So, again, attack Anthony Brown. Key number 7, play man coverage to eliminate the quick game. Dallas does a good job of getting the ball out of Cooper Rush's hand immediately. Like, I think that, I mean, he's in the shotgun a lot, and at the same time, when he's under center, his drop back is about 3 steps, and he gets rid of the ball. So we have to play man coverage to eliminate that quick game, because you want Cooper Rush thinking when it comes to throwing the ball. You don't want him to be able to set himself up to, again, throw the ball very quickly, because, again, Dallas does that with him. They make sure that they get that ball out of his hands immediately, and we saw that in the Giants game. He 3-step drop or shotgun, he's throwing the ball. I mean, as soon as the ball is snapped, it's in his hands, couple seconds, boom, the ball is out of his hands. So we need to play man coverage to eliminate that possibility of him being able to make the quick pass, so we can get down on Cooper Rush to stop him and eliminate the passing game altogether. That part leads me into my last key, and my last key is blitz. Again, if man coverage is great, you can blitz Cooper Rush. You can basically do to him what the Eagles did to us with Carson Wentz. Get Cooper Rush fidgety. Get him fidgety. Get him making mistakes. Eliminate him from the game. Don't get me wrong. Do we need to stop the run? Yes, we do, because Tony Pollard is a game breaker. But again, if you sit up there and you find a way to blitz and get in on that, understand, the running backs are going to be focused on pass protection at that point. They're not going to be focused out on running the ball and things like that, because they're not going to want to do that. So again, blitz, blitz, blitz. Those are my keys to the game. Now, I will say this. This is a game where it's kind of funny, because it's a game of the quarterback killers. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean is that the offensive coordinators find a way to get their quarterbacks hemmed up. Like, I mean, the quarterback killers, like quarterback killer Kellen and quarterback killer Scott, they find a way to get their quarterbacks hemmed up, because I don't know if they understand situational awareness or what the hell is going on. Like I said, they both game plan like they game plan from Madden. You know, so like I said, again, it's the craziest thing ever. But those are my keys to the game. Y'all comment, y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, subscribe. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fans Sports Show.